Hi guys, welcome to part 3 of the Blue Ridge Parkway Revisited, or rather day 3. I'm here at my first overlook of the day. I just got back on the Parkway. I'm getting started a lot later today. It's after 2 o'clock. It's actually 2:30 now. I look at my clock, it's actually 2:36. So it's a lot later today than it usually is. This morning I woke up, I don't know what time I woke up. Maybe I woke up a little later, I don't know, but it took me longer. I had to change clothes. I washed my hair this morning in the truck stop. Some old lady came in and then walked out and was like, I think she was kind of disgusted because I was washing my hair, walked out, didn't even wash her hands, and was like, oh my God, now I've seen everything. Anyway, I assume that's what she was referring to. I know a couple of women came in. I don't think they were too pleased with the bathroom. This particular, oh man, there's some bikers that just went through very loud. Anyway, yeah, wait till those guys get gone. That's very loud. Anyway, this particular truck stop, it's a Flying J. It's much older. Anyway, so it's not near as nice. It did have 3 sinks in it. The one sink that was kind of by itself, I was going to wash my hair in that, but the water would only run for like 5 seconds at a time or something, and I went, no, that's not going to work. Plus, they had the water pressure turned up to the point that you practically took a shower, and they had no paper towels. So anyway, so that kind of took me a little bit longer. Anyway, like I said, I got up, changed clothes, washed my hair. I was going to wait until tomorrow, but I decided that I didn't want to wait until tomorrow because my hair was kind of bothering me, you know. I just, it's just one of those days, and I'm okay with washing my hair in a truck stop bathroom. I know a lot of people that are on the road, traveling, camping, living in their cars, whatever. They don't do that. They will they'll wash their hair some other way with like a spray bottle out by themselves, or use a little bucket and maybe a couple of bottles of water. And I've done that. I have done that. I have used, well, not a bucket. I don't bother with that, or a pan. There's no point. If you go out somewhere where it's just grassy or, dirt or grass, if you've got about 3 bottle, I can actually do it in about, I like to use a lot of water, so that's unfortunate, but I can wash my hair in about 3, I can wet my hair down with like a half a bottle and then wash and rinse my hair. That's washing it twice with about 3 bottles of water, so I can do that. I don't see the point. I could if I wanted to, but I just don't see the point when I can just run into a gas station and wash my hair. It really doesn't bother me if women are coming in and out. When I do try to do it when it's less busy. This one was a little busy, but not too bad, and I'd already started, and I said, you know what? I want to wash my hair, and I'm going to do that. I always brush my teeth inside the truck stop. I wash my face. I wash off, I usually wash off though inside the stall. But anyway, enough of my rambling. Like I said, today it's a little later. I'm at my first overlook. I don't know what the name of the overlook is, but it's right across the street from some houses. And I will get out and do a little bit of video and show you guys a little bit of what I'm looking at. Anyway, I probably won't do the slideshows until a little bit later because it is, I'm starting my day later. Partly due to, washing my hair and cleaning up this morning, and maybe I woke up later. I don't know. Anyway, so let's get to it. Okay, I am at my first overlook of the day. It is nice today. It's sunny. No more of that rain and drizzle. Yesterday it was just kind of rainy all day. It mostly rained all day. There was a few times of clear, but there was a lot of rain. Anyway, so no more of that. It says there's an exhibit here, but I don't see one. Okay, here is another little vantage point. Okay guys, as you can see, I am basically right across the street from, well, what looks like a neighborhood. Not really a neighborhood, but houses. As you get into the upper part of North Carolina, and I'm in Virginia now, but as you get into the upper part of North Carolina and Virginia, you start seeing neighborhoods and houses. Okay, I had to pause the recording there. The car was coming. I don't like to get that in there. And there's another car coming. Okay, I'm back to recording. Let's go down a little bit. There's a 0.5 you can see. And you can see the road there. I'm not sure. Yeah, actually, I think there must be a road up there. There's probably a road up there that goes into this neighborhood, or not neighborhood, this where all these houses are. Yeah, there's a nice red barn in the background. Very nice. Very nice. Another nice, that's a nice two-story house. So yes, very nice. Let's do it down a little bit, yeah. Just barely see the top. Go down a little bit, and then you go over here, and I can barely see the top of that. Oh yeah, very nice. Anyway, I'm gonna stop my recording now before someone over here thinks it's kind of weird because I am recording. You can see way out. Yeah, you can see that one house way out there. Ooh, it's shaky. I'm not sure if I already showed you this or not, but here's the road, which kind of runs between that little neighborhood over there. Kind of wanted to stop. I don't want people to think I'm weird or see me over here, wonder why I'm recording. If they can see it, I don't know if they can. Okay guys, I'm at the Granite Quarry Overlook, and here's the Mount Airy Granite. I guess this was the exhibit. I didn't see the exhibit at the other overlook though. Here's the overlook behind the sign. Okay. The grass is still damp from where it was raining yesterday. Oh guys, it's just beautiful out here. Beautiful pasture land. I wanted to stop my car and get a little more, but I couldn't. There's not a place to get off. Okay, I stopped here at an old cabin here off the Blue Ridge Parkway. I'm gonna go take some pictures and do some video. I got off at Fancy Gap and got me something to drink, a Pepsi. I'm not sure why, but I was just for some reason craving a Pepsi. I'm not going to, I was thinking about eating something, but I'm not going to eat anything because I don't want to sometimes I get upset stomach and I don't want that out here. But anyway, I just was really craving a Pepsi and something cold. I didn't have anything cold to drink. For the second time today, I come really, really super close to hitting a deer. This is the second time I almost hit a deer. Last night, I come like within an inch or two of hitting one. When I got off of as I was getting off the Parkway, I passed before I got off the Parkway, I passed about 7 or 8 deer. I think I talked about this in yesterday's video, where in the morning when it was foggy, there were a lot of deer out. But then last night, there were a lot of deer. Anyway, like I said, about 7 or 8 of them. A baby ran in front of my car, but I had quite a bit of distance. The second one ran right in front of my car, and I had to stop pretty fast. And today, another one ran in front of my car. It's the middle of the day, and another one ran in front of my car, and I had to, like, stop pretty, really stop pretty fast. There was an RV behind me, or a truck hauling like a travel trailer behind me, and he was a little close. I just decided, anyway, I drove up the way a little bit, because I want to drive a little bit slower. I know a lot of people want to drive faster, but I have to be super careful. I like to drive a little bit slower. Obviously, it's the Parkway. And number two, I don't want to hit any wildlife, and I want to have a little more reaction time. Anyway, so I just pulled off a road and let him pass, and, continued on my trek. Now I'm at this cabin. It's already 3:30. I absolutely know 100% that I have to get off the Parkway sooner than I did last night. I didn't get off the park. I squeezed out everything I could last night, and I didn't get off the Parkway until close to 9 o'clock. And I usually start making my way off the Parkway at like 8 o'clock. I know the night before, I was like, I wish I'd have went just a little bit further on the Parkway, but it didn't matter. I still had like 50 miles to go to get from Sparta, North Carolina to Lambsburg, Virginia. And I passed a couple of deer, but it wasn't too bad. But there's always that possibility, and I've hit deer before, and I absolutely don't want to hit one. The first one that I hit many years ago in Spokane, Washington, when I was in my Chevy Impala, it wrecked the hood up pretty good, and I don't want that. I don't want that on this car. I just bought it, so absolutely not. I'm going to do everything I can to avoid any wildlife collisions. Anyway, I'm here at the cabin, so I'm going to get to it. Okay, guys, I'm here at the Puckett cabin. I was here about 10 years ago or so. That was back when I was driving that 2001 Ford Taurus White. I remember that. Drove it to 250,000. Just thought I'd share that little bit of info. Anyway, so I'm here. It's been a long time since I've been here, and I am going to read you guys the information. Of course, this is the Puckett cabin. Born in 1837, Aunt Oralina Hawks Puckett lived here during the latter of her 102 years. She was often heard to say, "The forest was green when I was born, and I'm green yet." A bride at 16, Mrs. Puckett and her husband first farmed below nearby Groundhog Mountain. Mrs. Puckett was past age 50 when she began a long career of midwifery. She assisted at the births of more than 1,000 babies, delivering the last in 1939, the year she died. It has been said she never lost a child or mother through her own fault. Ironically, none of Mrs. Puckett's own 24 children lived beyond infancy. Regardless of weather, Aunt Oralina went wherever and whenever called, sometimes on horseback, often walking. The midwife brought assurance and kindness to all she visited. When she began her practice around 1890, her fee was $1, and when times was good, $6. Often receiving food or other goods in lieu of money, she generously shared all she had with neighbors or those in need. Today, Oralina Puckett is remembered in this area for her witty, cheerful personality, as well as for her unselfish and skillful practice as a midwife. Okay, guys, that is amazing. 24 kids. Okay, here's the distance view of the Puckett cabin. And of course, there's the road. See a car coming. I hate that. Don't really like that, but there's not much I can do. Anyway, this is, of course, back in 1890 or 1837 or 1850, whenever it was she was here. There was no Blue Ridge Parkway. There was no road. Okay, I am at the back side of the Puckett cabin. I'm going to go up to the front side in a second, but first I'm going to pan you guys around. And there's a road out here. There's a little dirt road right behind the cabin. And a fence over there, someone's fence, cattle fence. Anyway, and this was, guess, well, the Puckett backyard. Now, back in the day, there's someone going down that road. Back in the day, that road probably didn't exist. Okay, this is the backside facing the other road, which I was saying was probably not there 150 years ago. For that matter, the Blue Ridge Parkway wasn't here 150 years ago. Although, there probably was a dirt road. So I'm going to pan you guys around. I stood under this tree so it would be a little easier. The sun wouldn't be right in the lens. Now let's walk up to the front side. I've already taken some pictures, a few photos. Unfortunately, they don't leave any of the doors open, so you can't go in and look. But who knows, they might think it's not structurally safe. Plus, a lot of people would, well, take advantage and vandalize. That's unfortunate. Okay, let's go to the other side. And here is the other side, me backing up. And then the upside. And then you can see this side out here. That is probably a little chicken coop. It was probably a chicken coop back in the day. At least I'm assuming. I don't know. Anyway, see, as you can see, this was probably a chicken coop. I might take a couple more photos, a couple more angles of that. And this was probably, I don't want my car in this. And this all out here was probably where she planted things and had a garden. Okay, here's like the back side of the cabin. Let's pan you guys around again. And then you go out here. Of course, you can see that gateway off in the distance. Here's a tree. And then there's a huge area out here on the side. But I'm pretty sure that's not where she had her garden. I'm pretty sure it's up in that other little section. I'm here at the Oralina Puckett cabin, and this is the next slideshow you're going to see. As I said in the first video, or earlier in the video rather, I have been here, but it's been a long, long time. It's been about probably 10 years since I was here. I was in, like I said, and I just want to share that info, in an old 2001 Ford Taurus, a white one. Love that car. Absolutely love that car. That car actually was a really good one. I did a lot of repairs, but it was still a good car. Anyway, I remember being here, and if I remember correctly, it was at the end of the day, and I don't remember, it must have been summer, it had to be, or warmer, and if I remember correctly, I had to take a potty break and run behind the cabin. I obviously didn't know at that time, maybe I may have realized after I took my little break that there's actually a road running up behind the cabin. As you can see in some of the earlier video and some of the slideshows, you can see that there is a cattle gate on the other side, and it's a dirt road. Anyway, there was like one truck went down the road as I was recording and taking pictures. Anyway, interesting story. Oralina Puckett lived to be 102 years old, had like 24 kids, but none lived beyond infancy. Anyway, I love history. I love to see things like this. I love to see old houses, old cabins. These things very much interest me. So anyway, here's the upcoming slideshow of the Oralina Puckett house. As I said earlier, I wasn't going to do any slideshows today. I was going to wait. But since I'm right here, I'll go back and do the overlooks later, but this one I'm going to do. Anyway, it's kind of noisy out here. A couple of Can-Ams passed earlier. Some bikers, very loud. It's kind of loud out here. But anyway, here's the cabin. Here's another photo of the cabin that I forgot to put in the last video. Also nature around the Puckett cabin, and the baby that Orlina Puckett is holding in the photograph, the first photograph and the first slideshow, is the last baby that she delivered. Again, she was a midwife, and was a midwife all the way up until the year she died in 1939 at 102 years old. This next video is of what I think is the chicken coop at the Orlina Puckett cabin. Hi, I'm standing out here. I pulled over on the side of the road to take some pictures and video. I've been wanting to take pictures and video of the pasture land all day. Actually, there was another little area a few miles past this, a few miles south, that was actually a little bit nicer, I thought, a little bit prettier, but I finally found a little spot I could pull my car over on the side of the road into the grass and take some video and some pictures. Hi, I'm here at the Mabry Mill off of the Blue Ridge Parkway. I just left Meadows of Dan. I pulled in. I took some pictures. I wanted to do some video, but my phone dropped down to less than 5%. I finally got my YouTube video uploaded that I had been uploading earlier. It took a really long time to upload, probably because service was really, really spotty. Anyway, I'm here at the Mabry Mill, and I want to take some pictures, do some video, but I'm only at 13%, so I need to get a little more on the battery first. I hate this. I wish I had noticed that the battery was dropping as low as it was earlier. I'm charging this phone like twice a day now if I use it a lot. But anyway, I'm here at the Mabry Mill, and hopefully the phone will be charged up enough in a few minutes so I can take some pictures and do a little video. So I'll be back with you guys in a little bit. Since I'm sitting here waiting for my phone to charge up, I decided I'll go on and do some videos on some of the pictures I've taken, etc., etc. Anyway, coming up next is a video slideshow I took pictures of some yellow tulips. I pulled into a little gas station there at Meadows of Dan, and I pulled in front of a realty company, and there were all these beautiful yellow flowers, and I walked down the way a little bit, and I found some more flowers. So I took a lot of pictures of flowers and some plants. Then my phone, of course, dropped down to 5%. I wanted to do a little bit of video of Meadows of Dan, but I couldn't. If my phone charges up enough here at Mabry Mill, Mabry Mill is just past Meadows of Dan. So if my phone charges up enough to do Mabry Mill and still has enough charge, I might be able to go back to Meadows of Dan. It's already close to 6 p.m. I don't have a lot of time left because today I'm going to get off of the Parkway earlier. I made a promise. Like I said, I nearly hit a deer yesterday. I nearly hit a deer today. I don't want to take too much of a risk. I don't want to take any risk. Anyway, the next video you're going to see is of some yellow tulips. Hi, the next video slideshow was of red flowers, red roses, I think, but I'm not sure. Anyway, it was like, I guess it's a rose bush. Anyway, red flowers. The next video is of various flowers and a plant. Here's where I started this morning at the very first overlook in Virginia. It is not as nice as some of the other overlooks I was at in North Carolina, but it's still nice, and at least today is a sunny day. The sun's been out all day. It now looks like it might be starting to cloud up a little bit, but anyway, that was my very first overlook, and it's right across the street from a bunch of houses. Here is a video at Granite Quarry Overlook. This next video is of pasture land. I pulled over to the side of the road. I saw a street I could pull off on, but I couldn't block the road, so I was actually able to pull up a little beyond the road, park on a flat surface of grass, and get out and go back and take pictures and video of the pasture land. I'd been wanting to do that like all day. I saw several places, excuse me, that I wanted to pull over and take pictures, but I was, in video, but I wasn't able because there was no place to park and no place really to get off. I don't want to pull off somewhere where I'll get stuck. Anyway, so lucky me, I found a place to pull over and got out and walked back to where the hay bales were and took some pictures and did some video. It's a beautiful day. It's sunny out today. I'd wanted to do that all day, so I finally found a place. It wasn't quite as nice or quite as pretty as the first pasture land I found, but again, not bad. And like I said, it's a sunny day, beautiful. Now it looks like it's kind of going in and out, sun and a little bit of overcast, but still a nice day. These last two videos are of nature, plants, trees, leaves. They're taken at the same spot where I did the pasture land video and pasture land pictures. Anyway, there's two videos. The first one is just of leaves and the trees and plants, and the second one is sky, like trees and sky photos. Hi, this concludes this video, part 3, day 3 of the Blue Ridge Parkway Revisited. First, let me say that if I stumble and garble around, ramble, my brain is only about half functional right now. It is midnight. I have not eaten in 24 hours. I know I should have eaten earlier. I get so busy and so caught up doing what I'm doing that I just don't eat. Anyway, and I wasn't really that hungry. I had a Pepsi earlier today. That's probably partly garbling my brain. Anyway, caffeine tends to amp me up. Anyway, this video was supposed to be much longer, but I did about half and then had to chop it in. I got up to the point where I'm at right now, concluding this video, and then I realized I was going to have to chop it in half. Or actually, I chopped it more than that. But, and I'll get to that in a second. But I did everything, I started, and then I got up to this point, and then I realized the video was simply going to be too long, which is kind of strange considering that I started much later today. I started at around 2:30 in the afternoon, and normally, I think yesterday I started, or not a lot earlier, but about 1. The day before I started about 11. The first day that I went out on my trip, well, that actually wasn't my trip, that was work. And then Friday came and I was able to hit the Parkway. Anyway, like I said, my brain's kind of garbled, and it got garbled, and I restarted the video like 3-4 times because I'm messing up and just garbling everything up. But anyway, I got up to this point, like I said, which is kind of odd because I didn't explore that much today. I really didn't. And once you get on the Virginia side, there aren't that many overlooks, not near as many overlooks as in North Carolina. I noticed that. Anyway, I'm in Virginia. Most of my trek was in Virginia today. A little bit of it was in North Carolina, primarily because I went back to a truck stop in Mount Airy, North Carolina last night. But tonight I'm in Virginia. Anyway, so I left this morning. I started my trek. I got on the Parkway. There aren't that many overlooks. I got to the first overlook. I did a little bit of video there. Actually, there are a lot. The one thing I noticed about Virginia is that there are a lot of side roads, a lot of like crossover roads on off the Parkway. You could just drive down the Parkway, and then all of a sudden there's not the exit Parkway. It's just a side road, and you just take off down it, and you're in a neighborhood, or who knows what road you're on. Anyway, I'm not a big fan of those. I did pass a few things that I didn't stop and take pictures of, like a couple of old churches, and I'm actually going to end up having to backtrack tomorrow. Or not backtrack, retrace my steps, basically. There's going to be about 30 miles because I had to drive about 30 miles to get here where I'm at now. And the other option was about 45 minutes in the other direction. So I decided just to come back to what I knew. I didn't know. One of the truck stops I'm familiar with, I stayed with last year. It was okay. It wasn't bad. I liked it. But the other one I did not know, and I didn't want to get to a truck stop and then not like it. And this happens. On occasion, I will get to a truck stop or a sleeping spot or whatever, and I just don't like it. And in fact, I need to do another whole video on that. But anyway, I get somewhere and I don't like it. And I didn't want to do that and end up having to drive maybe a lot further north. And here, I'm only about 8 or 9 miles from the entrance of the Parkway, and then I'm in Virginia, and I can knock that 30 miles down very fast. Within about 30 minutes or 40 minutes, I'll be able to knock that down because there aren't very many overlooks, and I've already stopped at them. And I've done this before. I had to retrace my steps, and when I do, I just start all over, and I just retrace them and, knock it down real quick and go farther. But anyway, like I was saying, I had to chop this video in 2, and my time's almost up, so I'll be back in a second. I guess when I did this video today, I probably just made the video a little bit longer than what I normally do, maybe. anyway, but one of the things is when I got to Mabry Mill, that's when I decided, after I did the Mabry Mill videos and I took a lot of photographs, I did a lot of video, and the video was a little bit longer. And then, of course, I'm going to pull together a few slideshows and things like that. I knew, with even the video alone, I knew that I was going to have to cut it in half, cut the video in half, because it was just going to be too much, too long. And my phone only allows me to pull together 60 anyway. But even if I was using another app and could pull together a lot more than 60, it would be too much. The first video, the Mabry Mill alone, I think is like 35 minutes, 35 or 40 minutes. So or 35 minutes. So it's a very long video, and I'm not doing a lot of talking. I'm doing a little bit of talking, but very, very little. In fact, the introduction is only like a minute and a half, a little over a minute. So it's very, you know, it's not that long, and the ending is not more than, I think, 3 minutes. So it's, or maybe a little bit longer, but it's a short, it's not very long. I didn't do a lot of talking. I did a lot of video. Mabry Mill was long. Anyway, my last, and I ended up actually cutting it into three videos. There's this video, day 3, part 3 of the Parkway Revisited. And then there's the Mabry Mill video. And then the third video, I ended up cutting it down. I mean, I ended up deciding to make a third video. I was going to do just Mabry Mill and the other one, but then I changed my mind. Anyway, the third video is Meadows in Virginia. Anyway, I'll have to go back to that. That's crazy. I can't even remember the name of it. And I was just like at it. But anyway, it's late. I haven't eaten in 24 hours. So anyway, the Meadows, the light went out. I hate that. Anyway, the Meadows video will be last, and it's going to be a shorter video. It'll probably only be maybe 8 or 9 minutes long, something like that. Maybe 10 minutes. It won't be very long. But I went there and I talked a little bit, and I walked, you know, I walked through there's not much to the town area. It's like about what amounts to a block, but I walked. There's like a couple little stores, and I walked down the road and I did a little bit of video. And then there's a church right as you enter, you know, right as you enter the town area. And I did a little bit of video on the church and the graveyard, and I love graveyards. I know it's crazy, but I like graveyards. They're always, for me, they've always been peaceful, and some of the graveyards are very beautiful with a lot of trees. This one wasn't one of those, but it was a, you know, a nice little walk, peaceful. Anyway, so I'm at the end of the night now, and it's time for me to eat. I was going to get myself a Subway, but then I kind of changed my mind. Subway's a little bit too much food for me to eat at night, so I changed my mind. I decided on an almond butter and jelly sandwich again. Went into this truck stop, got myself a brisk fruit punch. I'm going to eat and watch a little TV. I don't have any hotspot left, so I can't watch much TV, just a little bit of something on YouTube, maybe watch a video on my phone. But either way, I'm going to conclude this video. I'm going to eat, watch a little TV, and then go to sleep. Anyway, so I hope everyone has a good weekend, good week. God bless. Peace.